So here are two cabinets that I just kind of set up here just to see what it looked like. These are the first two I did, so they don't have as deep of grain. This was the first one. It only took me a couple minutes to scuff it up, and then I realized I wanted more of the gray, so this is the second one. And I definitely got a lot more of the green to show up. I'm using satin nickel knobs, and I will change the old, I think they were copper hinges to satin nickel, so they'll be like this, right? So here's a couple in my bedroom. Now don't mind my spare bedroom, but here's one I got done. Now on camera they look a little more streaky, but it actually isn't in real life. But as you guys know, cameras pull up weird things. So here's one finished. I need to do clear coat still. Here's another one. See the nice graining texture? And so you can still see the wood. I didn't want to paint them 110% so the wood's gone. I just wanted to do a little something different and get rid of the damn orange. So I have quite a few done already. Some of the cabinets, yes, sorry, this is my spare room. Some of the cabinets don't pull out tons of grain like this one, but these are the ones I was wire brushing by hand, which I'll show you. And then I figured out it was taking me forever to wire brush by hand to get enough of the grain. So for my impact drill I bought, or impact driver, which you could probably use a regular drill too, I bought wire brushes, and that I'll show you as well in the video coming up. And I just wanted to, give you guys an update of what I've been doing the last year or two. Working on my new house, basically. I'm holding it still for a second so it can give me a thumbnail, basically. But I have this orange oak, which I'll show you, everywhere in this house. So every door, my house is a mess. It's been nice out. It's October. Oh, right. I got to take those. I thought I was done with all the door faces. I got those too. It's October and we're 80 degrees for 3 days, and then we're dropping down to 40s and 50s. So I haven't cleaned. I'll do it this weekend. But I got wood here, wood through here in my dining room. The living room's the only room I've been working on. All of this used to be wood, all of the trim around the windows, which I've showed you on the Facebook page. Obviously the brick was red. I want to hang those two French doors here, so that's not done. But then my master bedroom, it's all that orange stain, and I like the wood. It's just in real life, it is very orange. And when I'm laying here at night, I hate it. I hate it. And I think it's just yellowed over time because they use the golden oak stain. I think it's just yellowed. So I'm trying to change it as much as I can without having to strip it. This room, I don't know, because I'm not wire brushing all of this. And it's not oak, so it won't pull the grain. It's just pine, I think. So I might try, I've already tried a water-based stain and it didn't work, but I might try a gel stain and see if I can change the color. I don't care if it goes, I wanted it to go lighter, but the lighter won't work. So I don't even care if it goes darker, just something different. So yeah, so that's why I'm changing the kitchen cabinets. Like I said, it all used to be wood. I have to finish this part. A lot of this stuff I have to finish, but this is the only room I've done. I got 3 other bedrooms. I got this kitchen and dining room. Yes, it's a mess. I know. I gotta take my recycling out, stuff like that. But anyways, so I know it's been forever, but I want to show you a little project I've been working on. Now this is called cerusing of your kitchen cabinets. Everything in my house is this orange color. I have a vaulted ceiling in my bedroom, orange. Kitchen cabinets, orange. A whole wall in my dining room, orange. Every single door or piece of trim in the house was this orange color, which I hate and I'm sick of looking at. So the first step, you would just basically clean it. So we're using TSP, or trisodium phosphate, with either steel wool, or I'm going to try out this 3M scouring. It's actually like a sanding sponge with the TSP. TSP is a degreaser, deglosser, pretty heavy duty cleaner, so you definitely want to be wearing chemical resistant gloves, and that's the first step. Now, because the finish on these cabinets were so horrible, literally all of the varnish like peeled off. I took a razor blade on the ones where it was like chipping very loosely, and I peeled off as much of the loose varnish as I could. There's still little bits there, but I mean literally it came off in like really long strips. If yours isn't like this one, the only little bits I got was like this, then just leave it. So we're gonna do TSP, scrub really well, and then we're gonna do some liquid sandpaper and clean with that, and then let this dry on there, just to remove more gloss and stuff. So I can't do this one-handed, so let me attempt. Hang on. Okay, let's attempt to do this one-handed. I mean literally you're gonna go to town and get all the grease and grime out of this. So this is the TSP first, and you want to expose the grain, so really go to town with this, because all of this is about exposing the grain. And I've already finished a few cabinets. They need they're still gonna need clear coat, but for now I gotta get through these steps. But I finished like 6 ready for clear coat, and you'll see these get, what comes off is nasty. And when I bought this house about 1.5 years ago, I think it's been about 1.5 years when I bought the house. Oop, pinky. Took my sister 2 days in this room, in the kitchen, scrubbing. I mean, the lady I bought it from, she hadn't lived here for about 5 years, and her son, her 23-year-old son, had been living here by himself. And there's 4 bedrooms and essentially 1 full bath and a quarter bath, with a stand-up shower, toilet, and sink in that smaller bathroom. And it was literally like a frat house. It was disgusting in here. So yeah, no, have I really cleaned my kitchen cabinets in the last 1.5 years after she scrubbed for like 2 days? No, but they still get dirty. And I'm trying to remove as much of that gloss as I can. So either steel wool, a Scotch-Brite pad, anything you have, scrub the hell out of it with the TSP. Okay, so it's been scrubbed with TSP, rinsed with the hose, and big thing, because we're trying to expose the grain to get stain to stick down in, you want to only go with the grain. So this liquid sandpaper says to do circles and stuff, but I don't. So with the same sponge, I'm going to do with this liquid sandpaper. Now the directions aren't very clear if you're supposed to rinse it off or not, so I let it dry just like this, and then I move on to my next step after this. Now this is no tutorial on how to do this. I haven't videoed in a long time. I haven't seen gore tag. I mean, I see you guys on my Facebook page, but this is what I've been doing, stuff like this, trying to get my house better than what it was. It was what I could afford, and is it perfect? No, but I'm turning it into my own. I'm in the middle of nowhere, and it's fall right now, and I got sheds painted, and you know, it needs to be sided, but I'm on a dead-end road. Yeah. So I'll continue doing this. Took me about, I'd say, 4 or 5 minutes per cabinet with the TSP, and I'll do the same thing with this. And then let it dry, and then when I'm ready for my next step, I'll show you that. Okay, so after you liquid sandpapered and scrubbed, the next thing you're going to do, these have been sitting for a day or two, is wire brush the grain to make the grain more open. And so I've been doing it by hand, and literally you want to go with the grain. I have them clamped down just so they don't move as much, but in the beginning I was just holding on. And just go with the grain over and over and over. And what you'll see is that the texture in the grain, this will start to open up, and it's easier in the light because you can actually see it from the side. But I don't know if this is going to work. Instead of using that, I bought some attachments for my drill, and you don't want to go on a super high speed, I don't think. So if I can turn it down, let's see how this will work. Oh yeah, that's gonna be much faster. So, you're gonna open the grain, so like, let's see. Hard one-handed. Can you see how like it divots out? Can you see that? It eats away at the softer part of the wood. So I'll probably do this just to get it open, and then I'll run through with the hand ones, kind of smooth that out a little bit. But can you see? And that's the texture that the stain is going to sit in. So a whole bunch of that to do. So I had to move into the shade some, so this could be weird. But the wire brush took me a quarter of the time. I still did, after I did the wire brush on my drill, I still went through with the coarser one and then the finer one just to knock down anything big. And then I took a coarse grit sandpaper, this is 80, and just did a quick knock over. You can see where it's really dark. That's where I didn't scrape off the old varnish, but it's not chipping off, so it should be fine. It's got enough texture that it should, the paint should stick. And I don't know if you can see the grain. Oh, there it is. You can see it. And that's what the glaze will stick in. So after this, I'll just take it to the hose, squirt it off really well. Because it's oak, it doesn't seem to raise the grain very much, which is fine. And then I'll let it dry. And basically, we just have 2 coats of thin coats of primer, 2 to 3, depending on how your coverage is. But I'm using the bin 1, 2, 3 of white, because I'm going white and gray. And then all we have is the glaze. Yeah, nice grain raised there. I actually might want a little bit more. Might want a little more on this end. Might actually do a little more wire brushing down here just to go slow with this, because I don't, on the box it says certain RPM, so I don't think the wire brush is designed to go fast, which is why I lowered it on a 3 or a 1 setting on my impact. Good thing I have a couple batteries. I'm still on the first one, but and you'll watch, if you do this by hand, you'll watch your grain open right up, and you'll learn what grain opens and what grain doesn't. It's on this oak, it's the dark that opens up, which is nice because you still get the pattern of the wood without having that old orange color. So I'm going to rinse this off with a hose. I got 3 more to do, and then I got 1 more coat of primer on the other set, and then we'll glaze. Here we go. 2 coats of bin. It's been scuffed up with the wire brush, and now we do the glazing stain. Literally. Get it down, and the texture basically is all you're doing. Didn't have to sand them at all. Well, cleaned them with TSP, trisodium phosphate, and a liquid sandpaper just to try to take all the crud off of kitchen cabinets. I mean, when I moved in, Cassie cleaned the shit out of these. It took like 2 days. But honestly, I think she was cleaning off their clear coats. Their clear coat's extremely thick and yellowing, especially in like the contours of the cabinet. It's yellowing, but it's coming off when I use the TSP and the liquid sandpaper, which is nice. Now, don't tell me a male person's here. Now this is a water-based one. I think they make oil-based glazes, but the guy said the water-based sets too fast, the guy I watched on YouTube, but I'm not finding it does. I have plenty of, I mean, you're not painting. You're just scrubbing it down in the grooves, basically. And then it's just going to tint it gray. Only going to tint it. I mean, the guy I watched did a like tan background with a brown glaze. And so it came out more creamish, you know, like a cream color. Whereas I'm doing more white and gray, so it comes out as different tones of gray. And paper towel. And wipe it back. And it just stays down in the texture. Now, some have way more texture than others. I did have to try to open some up by hand with like a needle because the clear coat was so damn thick I couldn't wire brush it all off. I mean, I could have brought these back from the orange golden oak to bare wood, but I didn't want to fucking do that. I really didn't. These, you're stuck on my, you're dragging around my no driving on the lawn sign. Well, the two mailmen that, for some reason, drive on the lawn. But I got a big enough driveway. I haven't been though now that I put the sign up that my septic tank and leach field is right there. But, oh, last night I'm freaking mole. 2 a.m. This little tiny mole. I don't know if it was a baby. Don't know how it got in the house. It was like squealing really loud, and its poor little legs got caught in one of my mouse traps that I have. And it woke me up. And so then I swept it up and with the mouse trap into a little, like a dustpan, and I brought it outside, and then I released him, and I think he died. I don't know, I haven't looked yet. I think he died. Diesel did try to bite him once. The beetle doesn't eat them, so he just bites them, and then that's it. Bites them, kills them usually. But I was sleeping, and he was sleeping, so he was kind of acting like a pansy. He bit it once, and then dropped it. I'm just making sure all the lines are in with the grain and that there's no like deep puddles. I don't want it to look really dirty. So in the corners, probably hold my camera and show you. So in the corners, I'm just sopping up a little of this here. Same one down here. These grooves. And then you just got to pull it with the grain, so that way it follows the path. You can keep adding more back. I mean, you could probably do another coat, but I don't think I need another coat. I like the light gray it is. Already. You can actually still see a little golden oak through in certain spots where the primer wasn't as thick, which is fine with me. I love it. It's called cerusing. And I found it on YouTube where you can restore your kitchen cabinets without like having to like fully strip them. I mean, I can't restain over that fucking orange, so I've tried my ceiling, my bedroom ceiling, to see if I could try to get the gloss off, and I've used acetone, and I've used liquid sandpaper, and I've used what else did I use? Crud cutter, latex paint off, and I've used all kinds of different things to try to get the gloss off, but they have so much clear coat that it was not coming off. And so I don't know, I really don't want to paint my ceiling, but I cannot stand the orange anymore. Here. Beautiful. I got these two done. Not that you can see it because it's too bright. Or I can't see it. But these two. And then I gotta do this one still, which didn't have a lot of natural texture in it. And then I did this one here. This one had some nice texture. And then I did this one here. This one also had some nice texture. I think all together they'll look good. They really, really do. Actually, this one still has a little puddle under here. If you wipe sideways, then you gotta go back with the grain. I didn't stain it on here, I just put it on here to dry. Yeah, I stained it right on my four-wheeler. No, I didn't. I also gotta get the four-wheeler cleaned and air in the tires. I gotta get the Volvo cleaned because I might drive that this winter. I gotta get the lawnmower done. Get the deck cleaned. I'll probably still need it a couple times, but that's my goals for this weekend, unless I take down more cabinets and get those going. Figure I can do the cabinets outside and then the frames this winter.